This Malayalam film comes under the umbrella of films which can only be made in Malayalam cinema. Why is that? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona and today we're talking about the Malayalam film Narayaneente Moonnaanmakkal, written and directed by Sharan Venugopal. Now this film kind of flew under the radar. I remember watching its trailer. It looked really interesting with a very solid cast. And now when it's streaming on Amazon Prime, it has got a second life. Many people are talking about it, but still not enough. Because this film with a debutant actor and a solid ensemble cast is a good surprise, definitely underrated and quite controversial too. Now moving ahead, there will be some minor spoilers, so if you have seen the film, then only continue watching. This film is in the zone of being very relatable. There's so many things you would connect to in the plot, and it has one of my favorite premise: an elder being on a deathbed, surrounded by a family, and you witness the drama that unfolds. One of my favorite films of all time is You, which deals with something similar. But last year there was this episode from an anthology series by M.T. Vasudevan Nair, Manorathangal, which had a very similar premise, and I loved that shot. In such stories, the elder on the deathbed is mostly a parent, and that waiting game until they pass away is an intense test for the characters in so many ways. And over that, in this particular film, there is a dysfunctional family. We have three distant brothers dealing with their own lives, their own problems, and the problems they have with each other. They're carrying the baggage of the past, which is a line in the film. They come together after decades because the mother is on the deathbed. They are waiting for her to pass away as the doctors have given up, and in her last moments, they all want to be together, or you can say they are manipulated to be together. But the mother is fighting for her survival. She shouldn't have lasted more than a day, but she is pushing ahead, and that tests the patience of everyone around. How long can they really stick together? Is the mother trying to bring all of them together before her last breath? How long can the mother fight to bring them together? If you ever had someone on the deathbed where you knew there's nothing else to happen, you have witnessed that waiting game. It challenges you because what is to come is inevitable. You are thinking about it. It's not about hope anymore. In a way, you are planning ahead because one life will be over, but others have to continue. The thought of let's just get over with it will come in your mind. And is that wrong? That's the question raised in the film itself. Or the wrong is that you're still bickering among yourselves about your personal issues, which you consider way big than a person who gave you birth is passing away. The way this film depicts this uncertain phase is so well done. Now, as the mother pushes way beyond her time, it looks like things are becoming better. The bonds are re-emerging, the cracks are filling up, and weirdly the two most distant brothers connect because they both came very close to almost losing this challenge on giving up on the mother. And of course it doesn't last long and they are apart. And the film leaves with an open ending. The mother has passed away. Could it be that what she couldn't achieve being alive, she may achieve after her death? And that's for us audience to wonder. Now there was this another subplot about the youngsters of the family who also bond over their own heartbreak. Now personally, I didn't relate to it. It may be something cultural or I lacked that experience. And honestly, I was more interested in the dynamic between the brothers. I wish we had more scenes of them. Almost half of the time is spent between these two cousins who are meeting for the first time. It is well written and works with the narrative, but it is way more than a subplot should be and way less for it to be the main plot. Now this part also led to a lot of criticism and controversy. What happens between these two cousins in a conservative society would be considered a shameful act, and the film doesn't spend any time on the fallout of it. Quickly wrap everything up. Maybe addressing that point further would have resolved the issue, but I have to say the young actors did a really good job. Gargi Ananthan and Thomas Matthew, considering the heavyweights we had in the film. Joju George, Suraj, Venjaramoodu, Alencier, Lopez, they just always deliver what they're given. Now the background music was something that stood out for me in the film because at many places was not going with the scene or the mood they wanted to create. The background music works the best when you don't even realize it's going on, but if you notice it and it's standing out from the film, then something is not working. As a whole, the film feels like something is missing. You want more from it because that's the kind of film it is. It's about the relationship drama. You're not gonna get any twists and turns, some dark secrets, some hidden truths, some shocking reveals. That's not what the plot is about. It's very simple and straightforward, and that makes you feel that this was a real family and you spent 2 hours in their world and then left. Their world, their life will continue ahead. It's just that you will not able to witness it anymore, and to create that feeling is very very hard. And that's why such films can only be pulled off in Malayalam cinema, because that's where these stories make sense, because the way they make these films, the way they tell these stories, and the acceptance of the audience for such narratives, you don't find it anywhere else. And it's nice to experience such small story before the big pan-India one drops, but we have a bigger storm brewing in Malayalam cinema and it may get shut down, which I've talked about in this video. The producers are not happy. Find out more about here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.